everyone, welcome back to another Where Are They Now? This month it's July, so we're going back to July 2013 to see what was exciting back then. And I printed out my description box. It's really funny to look back because you just lose track. So this time 4 years ago, I was trying to get your votes to vote me to be a spokesperson for Pond's BB cream. Do you remember that stuff? So that if I won, I would be one of 3 people that got to go on Entertainment Tonight. And guess what? Spoiler alert, if you didn't know, I won thanks to you guys. That was kind of the beginning of things getting a little bigger here on YouTube for me. And so that was just a once in a lifetime opportunity. If the links are still live to my tiny little segments, I think I was on 3 times over the course of a few months. The highlight, of course, was I got to interview Connie Britton for Entertainment Tonight, which I have to say, she is a lovely person. In the 5 minutes we spent together, she was really, really warm and kind and patient with me because they told me I was interviewing her about 30 seconds before she walked in the room. That was fun. So that was I guess the highlight of July 2013. I don't think I had known that I had won yet, but it was coming, so thank you for that. Thank you for making that opportunity a reality for me. But now let's get back to the description box and let's run through these. It's pretty funny. Okay, so the first thing was the Urban Decay All Nighter XL Setting Spray. Since then, I have gone on and bought the Chill Makeup Setting Spray, which I really liked. Now, I still have this, even though the Urban Decay Chill Spray is not in here. I think what I like the best about the Urban Decay setting sprays, I've tried a few, is not so much the spray, it's the delivery system. It's very, I don't know if you can see this. Let's go this way. Okay, it's almost out. It's just spitting now. Yeah, spitting everywhere. So this is pretty much empty, but what I like about it and why I save this bottle and keep reusing it is that it delivers a really fine mist. And I think that's the key to a good setting spray is the delivery system. I like NYX setting sprays. I like the Wet n Wild setting spray, but I don't like the bottles they come in. The spritzer part gives off very big, fat, heavy drops and you just feel like you're soaking wet. This produces a very fine mist. But what I've recently started using and I really like, and these were sent to me, they're by Cover Effects, and they sent me their illuminating setting spray and their mattifying setting spray. And at first I was reluctant to use either of them. One, because I don't need to be any shinier in the summertime than I already am. So I was a little worried that I'd be like a disco ball with the illuminating setting spray. So this I've used once and definitely a glow to the face. Not glittery or anything like that, but I think this is something I will reach for in the winter months when my skin is looking a little more dull. And then I was very hesitant to use the mattifying one because I have dry skin and I thought this is not gonna work. However, I love this stuff. It's a very fine mist. You're supposed to shake it well, but I guess it won't matter because I'm not gonna spray it on me. Can you even see that mist? It's undetectable. It feels like nothing on the face. It's almost like a powder effect without taking down shine where you want it. So I have it everywhere, but see, look, you can still see my highlights and that I put on, and it doesn't feel sticky. It doesn't dry me up. I do feel like it adds to the longevity of my makeup. So thank you, Cover Effects, for sending me a whole basket full of goodies, actually. But the standout, one of the standouts, there's many, those will be in my July favorites, is the mattifying setting spray. It's really good. Next favorite for July 2013 was the Pond's Luminous Finish BB Plus Cream. It would still be a favorite if they hadn't stopped making it. Why do makeup companies do this to us? It was the perfect BB cream. It had SPF 30. You could wear it on its own. You could mix it with foundation. It was wonderful. In its place, unfortunately, are 2 much more expensive options that I have to offer you that I do continue to use. One is the Estee Lauder Double Wear All Day Glow BB Cream, which is a much more similar consistency to the Pond's. And then the other one, which is a little heavier coverage, but again, very similar in the way it applies and wears on the face, is the Lingerie Depot BB cream, which also has SPF 30. They both have SPF 30. So not as budget friendly as the Pond's. I wish they would come back out and make it. I just loved it. Loved that product so much. I dearly miss it. Okay, another favorite that I don't use anymore is the Bourjois 123 Perfect Foundation. I used mine up and then just moved on to other things. There wasn't anything in particular that I didn't care for. And then another favorite was the Beauty Blender. And I still love the concept of the Beauty Blender, but the one that I actually prefer is made by a subscriber of mine. And as you can see, I've used it this morning. And it's the Sponge Dry by Basic Beauty Tools, and it comes with this little stand. So when you're done with it and you need it to dry, it doesn't just sit weirdly on your makeup area. So it can like air dry and all that good stuff. So it comes in other colors, but the consistency of it, there's something a little different about it as compared to the Beauty Blender, and I very much enjoy it. So I'll put a link to her site there. Then I loved at the time the Benefit What's Up highlighter. It was like a little tiny stick that it looks like a lipstick bullet. It's gone. To be honest, I really don't reach for cream or liquid highlighters. I much prefer a powder highlighter. And since that video, I'm really much more into the less is less, more is more on the highlighter. If I were to use a liquid highlighter or a cream highlighter, I like the Becca ones. This was part of a little kit that I picked up. And they just really blend seamlessly into the skin. The Benefit one seems to sit on top of the skin. So a little more manageable, and it has like a little doe foot applicator. So it's much easier to dot on where you want it and then blend it in as opposed to just a stick where you're just, so that is that. Another favorite was the, oh God, it's like all drugstore and nothing I have. Okay, whatever. It is what it is. Let's just keep going. The Rimmel London Stay Matte Pressed Powder. I've gone through several of those since then. I do like the powder. I hate the packaging. It has a screw top lid. It has no puff, no nothing. It's not something you can take with you in your purse very well. The lid falls off. The price is great. What I reach for now, the pressed powder that I use every day when I'm doing my makeup, mostly to set my makeup, is the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Natural. I have it in the shade Medium. In my purse, I rotate 3. It just depends on my mood. Not all of them at the same time. Gets a little heavy in there, but the first one is the IT Cosmetics CC Plus Airbrush Perfecting Powder. It has an SPF of 50 in it, so I mean, I don't think you can wear it by yourself, but it has some pigment to it, and it does have a little compartment for your well-used pad. And I just, if I'm gonna be out in the sun, I like this as a touch-up. Just makes me feel like I have an extra layer of protection. And also, because it's pigmented, if I have a blemish, I just dip my finger in like so, and then I can just pat it, well, I don't really have one, directly on the blemish, and that gives it a little bit more protection from the sun, so it won't darken. So that's option 1. Option 2, if I want a little lighter coverage and I'm not worried so much about SPF, is again by IT Cosmetics, and this is the Bye Bye Pores. Same concept, and you can see very well loved, except it's invisible. So it's more of the translucent kind of thing, and it's very lightweight, and again, it has the nice little puff in here. And then lastly, I've been using this a lot. It's the, but not enough to memorize the name of it. It's the Clinique Beyond Perfecting Powder Foundation and Concealer. I use this shade, normally 6 Ivory. I don't use it as a powder foundation. I'm not a fan of powder foundations at all. I think they look terrible on me in particular. But what I like about this is that it has quite a bit of coverage to it. So if I'm doing touch-ups towards the end of the day, I just am looking a little ragged. Again, it has a similar concept, it has the puff here. I can pat this and almost use it as a concealer / foundation in the areas that maybe are getting a little patchy towards the end of the day. So this is also a good thing to have. Just sort of rotate through the 3. The Milani Color Statement Lipstick in Nude Cream. Wearing it right now. Best drugstore lipstick on the market are the Milanis, all of them. And they smell like Jolly Ranchers. They just do. I have topped mine off today with the Jouer Longwear Lip Gloss and Skinny Dip, but this is a beautiful, wearable, neutral nude. Milani just knows how to make a nude, as well as pretty much every color in the rainbow. Great lipstick line. Which brings me to my next favorite, was the Rimmel London Show Off Lip Lacquer in Stargazer. I have no idea where that is. I've pretty much thrown out all of my old lip glosses, 4 years old. They should not still be around. Like I said, today instead I used the Jouer Longwear Lip Gloss in Skinny Dip, which I left on my makeup table. That was helpful. And that was it for the makeup favorites. Okay, on to the non-beauty favorites at the time. I was totally into this Jillian Michaels 30-Day Shred, which I did do, and it did work. And I really don't want to lose any weight at this point, but I might go back to doing this concept just to build up some muscle. I think that would be a good way to get the blood flowing, so to speak. But I'm gonna research the Jillian Michaels galaxy of DVDs and see if there's one that's more like muscle building instead of shredding. Because shredding to me sounds like you're losing weight, and I'm really happy where I am. I just need to get rid of that. And then I listed a bunch of YouTubers and bloggers that I was enjoying at the moment, and I just want to run down the list because I think it's kind of interesting. The first was Wendy's Lookbook for YouTube. She's really not making videos, like one every few months. They're great when she makes them, but not with the regularity that she used to. She is still blogging. I have met her in person. She's like this big and absolutely sweet and lovely. Chriselle Lim, still cranking out those videos. She is like a powerhouse, amazing fashion blogger. She really sets the standard for fashion on YouTube. So, and blogging. It's not exactly wearable, like it's much more haute couture, and she goes to Paris, she walks shows and stuff now, but it's been really fun to watch her arc and watch her, marriage and babies, and I still love watching her. Another favorite was Organized Like Jen, who we all know now is Pretty Neat Living. I should say I also got to meet Chriselle Lim very briefly, and she's very nice. Okay, now back to Organized Like Jen, who we now know is Pretty Neat Living. I also got to meet her at the Rewards Dog Conference, and we went to the same high school, 10 years apart. I'm 10 years older than her, but super, super nice. It's one thing to watch them or read their blogs, another thing to actually interact with them. Jen is pretty wonderful, and still watching her. TheIvoryLane.com is a blogger. She's still blogging. I just don't follow her as much as I used to. I don't know why. TheStylishHousewife.com. I still follow her and her Instagram, which I am hooked more on Instagram than blogs, to be fair. So definitely check her out. I will list these all below. Jay'sEverydayFashion.com. I totally forgot about her. Her name is Jen. She's based in Orlando. Really relatable, everyday fashion. I'm glad I do these so I can rediscover her, and I started following her again. I think you'll enjoy her Instagram feed. And then Because Shanna Said So doesn't blog anymore. I really liked her. She lives up the road outside of Austin and was really sweet, and we roomed together at the first Rewards Dog Conference that I went to, but she is out of the blogging game. And then the last one that I recommended was Ava Grace's Closet, and I think she took a break for a little while, but she's still posting on Instagram. I know this for sure because I still follow her, and it's been really fun to watch her children grow up. They are beautiful, as is Ava Grace's Closet. So anyway, that was it for my July of 2013 favorites. What happened to them? Most of them went poof. But it's fun. It's fun to look back. I hope you enjoy these walk through memory lanes with me. And don't forget to open up the description box. Lots of stuff going on in there. Sales, big sale going on, if you haven't noticed. And all that good stuff. I hope you all are doing well. Thank you so much for watching my videos. I look forward to reading your comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.